Okay, where did I leave off at? It shut off on me. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Biometric definition, use cases, latest news, rapidly. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the automated biometric identification system is at the heart of the Central Department of Homeland Security system to store, match, and process biometric and associated biographic information. Let's dig a little deeper. What is IDENT? IDENT is a continually growing database that holds biometric information and other personal data on over 200 million people who have entered, attempted to enter, and exited the United States of America. IDENT was the original fingerprint border control system established in the mid-1990s, with Cogent as the fingerprinting provider to identify persons attempting to illegally cross into the United States via the north and southwest borders. The system was expanded in 2003 and made operational in 2004 as the U.S. Visit System. The U.S. Visit System increases the IDENT capability to include fingerprint biometrics processing of international travelers arriving at international airports within the United States. In 2013, the Department of Homeland Security NPPD office, I'm not sure NP is, but Biometric Identification Management, OBIM, became the managing group of all Department of Homeland Security biometrics activities. Some of the stakeholders and users of the Department of Homeland Security's Office of Biometric Identification Management repository include Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, Customs Border Patrol, Citizenship and Immigration Services, and the Department of the State, Los Angeles, USA. 28th of April 2013, U.S. immigration officer checks documents of a tourist arriving in L.A. U.S. Customs at L.A. Airport, a bustling port of entry. IDENT is central to OBIM's mission to use biometric data to help numerous stakeholders at all levels of government build a secure nation, accurately identifying the people they encounter in the course of their duties and determine whether they pose a risk to the United States. IDENT enhances citizens' and visitors' security, facilitates legitimate trade and travel, ensures the integrity of the immigration system, and protects the privacy of anyone entitled to enter the country. So, how exactly does IDENT help achieve these goals? IDENT is built around an automated fingerprint identification system supplied by Cogent Systems, now part of Thales. As the name suggests, the AFIS enables OBIM to check the fingerprints of an individual seeking to enter the country against watch lists of known or suspected terrorists, criminals, immigration violators. There's more. IDENT allows identity verification. Furthermore, checks against the database of all fingerprints collected at U.S. borders can identify whether the individual in question uses alias and fraudulent identification documents. Why is this important? Because studies show that many people are not entitled to enter the USA, will make numerous attempts to do so using different names. So a Thales police, Homeland Security, FBI, etc. monitor all social media platforms, further monitoring these sites as well as trolling them with misinformation, chief handler, and targeting the non-investigative subjects' accounts. The earlier CoinelPro operations infiltrated mainstream Intel Pro. Anyway, infiltrated mainstream media to spread disinformation and propaganda. It was used as well to help cover the decades of illegal operations. All of these are all bad. Okay, there's the tree, basically the chain of command. You're all domestic terrorists. You need to come to grips with that. Trump allies, real journalists. Look, there's Steve Bannon. Who else is in there? Probably a guy from Veritas. Project Veritas. It's the Democrats, basically. NSA tracking devices. And you see the sign? Something for fun. Yeah, we used to call them cell phones. That's funny. So, that's pretty funny. Because that's it. Like I said, I just found earlier today, looking at my analytical data from a screen record that I did like a year ago. I just decided to look over it today. I was downloading my iCloud videos and photos to my computer so I can get rid of them and so I can build up this evidence to what's the word I'm looking for? To display or whatever, to present. So, and part of that, when I was looking through, I see the word Pegasus on the analytic data. When my phone would fuck up, I would go into the analytic data, and I would sit there and look at it all, and it's gibberish to most people. It is to me, to this day. I didn't know what Pegasus was until like November of last year, and this is like the beginning. It's like May of last year or something is when I took this screen recording. And it's right there in the fucking analytic data. It says Pegasus right on it. And the rest of it, what I came to find out is a bunch of programs that are, a lot of times they're programs that are on a Mac, like Mac OS, which I didn't have one of them for the longest time either when I first started doing this. It looked as if my phone was a MacBook, which is fucking weird. Programs you can't get on your iPhone. So, anyway, just earlier today I came across that, and I screenshotted it. It's on my laptop right here in front of me, and I'm getting ready to put it with the rest of the files that I'm gonna take up to victim services here and start the process here. But yeah, Pegasus is basically the NSO group developed it. It's a program to spy on the citizens, basically. Governments purchase it. They spend a lot of money on it, too. And it's used by law enforcement illegally. Because there's no trace of it. I found a trace of it. But the average person ain't going to find it, It doesn't leave a trace on your phone. They do whatever they want on your phone and get away with it, and you don't even know. They're watching you while you're watching YouTube on your phone. They're watching you using your camera. They're listening to you. They're using Siri to take the audio. They're using, all the different sensors in your phone. They're getting all that data. They're controlling the whole thing at any given time. And then if there's something that they don't want you to have, they just delete it off your phone. In addition to control every aspect of your life and talk shit and spread lies about you to everybody, to get everybody to turn against you and get you isolated. That's the whole point. And they get off on it. It's like a game to them. It's so fucking, it's like middle school. They never grew up. This is like pranks that when you pick on the less fortunate kid in middle school and they all laugh and they don't even care. That's fucking sick. That's what it's like. But they were the kids in middle school getting picked on. Now they have the power, so then they do it to people. They literally ruin people's lives. They drive people to suicide. I guarantee you they've killed a lot of people. And I have reason to believe they killed Carla Harrett in my building when I lived at the apartments. Because she was working as an informant. She was working for them. She admitted it to me, and I heard the chief of police of Carrolltown's voice on her answering machine on a couple occasions. He talked to her like they were best friends, And I told her, I said, don't tell people that, Carla. Keep that to yourself. If she admitted to setting people up and everything, and then she dies one day. There was no coroner. There was no ambulance. There was no police investigation. Pretty sure she's living up somewhere in witness protection right now. along with quite a few other people, because I distanced myself from Carla, and she got mad, and she started. Well, they recruited her and started my targeting. Started telling everybody that I was working with the feds. That's the first thing I heard, which was hilarious. So I told people I cared about, that talked to her, I said, hey, don't talk to her. She's a narc. She works for the drug task force, and I started telling people. And I started opening my mouth and telling people the truth. None of it's a lie. Everything I've said to people is absolutely 100% true. I have no reason to smear somebody and lie about somebody. I can't do that to somebody. You don't have to. They're fucking bad enough on their own. All you got to do is just tell the truth. I've been banned from 3 different clubs in town based on absolute lies for no reason. They just lie and get rid of me. 2 of the clubs, I caught them trying to steal my money from gambling. Like, they tried to take my money and just the way things worked out, I caught them and I started opening my mouth. And I get banned from the Slovak for the better of the club. And that was whenever I wouldn't shut up. The guy that ran the gambling came up to me and says, here's $60 to keep your mouth shut. Now, that was half of the money they took from me. So I said, okay. I took half that money, and then I kept telling people, you're not going to give me half my money back and tell me to keep my mouth shut. And then he ended up losing his position in charge of the gambling. And then it was shortly after that they banned me from the Slovak club for life, for the better of the club. So then the pub, I was down there, and somebody else that's involved in this shit just tackles me one night down there at the pub. So me and him both get kicked out. I'm going to leave, and my brother, we don't see eye to eye very well, he grabs a hold of me and starts trying to drag me out, and I got pissed. We got outside, and he said, I don't even know what you guys were fighting about, and that pissed me off. So I gave him a black eye in the parking lot, outside. And they banned me from this bar for life. And then the Legion, I was a member. I'm a veteran, And they just totally made shit up there, said that I was dealing drugs with this Carla chick. And it absolutely did not happen. They all know it. They just railroaded me, and they banned me from there. My girlfriend at the time was the bartender, and I dumped her and quit talking to her. And I assumed that was why, but I don't know if she had anything to do with it or not. She claims she didn't, but I'm pretty sure she was in on it. And then, Sheetz is the local convenience store in town here. They absolutely made up lies there. They claimed that I threatened their employees on their way home from work on 2 separate occasions, threatened their life, which absolutely never fucking happened at all. And they gave me a certified letter, and they banned me from Sheetz for life. It's all ridiculous. And the manager from third shift at Sheetz, her husband, was all drunk one day. He probably just wanted to fight somebody. He's like twice my size. Tricked me into walking down to Sheetz with him and back. And when we were all alone, isolated, just me and him in the dark, he stopped and just sucker punched me. And he's big. Man. They call him Freight Train. It put me down. I got right back up, though. And I was pissed, and I got right in his face. I said, what the fuck did you do that for? You didn't have to do that. And he was kind of mad that I got back up so quick, and I didn't stay down. And he said, I told you not to mess with my old lady at work, and he hit me again. And the second time, he hit me so hard that on the one side of my head, the other side of my head hit the ground, and I had rocks embedded in my head. Knocked me out for a second. And then he went back to town. There was a fireman's festival going on, as a matter of fact. So I got up. I just trailed behind him, gave him enough room. And I went back to the festival with blood dripping out of my head and sat there, drank some more beer, and played blackjack. Later that night, we went to the Vets, the bar. He was at the bar as well. I stayed on the other side of the bar. Some other idiot opened his mouth and was running his mouth saying he was an MMA fighter. Well, he got knocked out in the bathroom by the same guy that same night. One punch just knocked him out cold in the bathroom. So he was, Freight Train was obviously in a mood to get some aggression out that night. I don't blame him. I don't know. He had his reasons to punch me. We got over it. I talked to him after that. He gang stalks me, but that's it. He doesn't, he never did anything to me. So, whatever. Till he does something to me, he can keep taking the money and gang stalking me. I don't care. But yeah, so all of that happened just in the last 5 years or so in this town. So I have a horrible reputation. It's all lies. And I don't care. I don't care what people think. So that's what's kept me going all this time, is it doesn't bother me at all. I do not care what people think. That's my shield. They can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. So then 2 years ago, they started this shit. And I was, at first, I'm going to admit, I was a little freaked out. And then when I found out what it was like just a total relief. Total relief when I realized, okay, this is what it is. Okay. It was a relief because that told me that, okay, they don't have anything on me. They're not going to do anything to me, or they wouldn't be overtly doing this to me. So this tells me that they don't have anything, that this is their meager, pitiful attempts to try to put me down, because nothing else worked. And then since then they've evicted me from my apartment, broke into my apartment and arrested me at gunpoint for no reason. And then because the truth came out on that, they blasted me on Facebook and the news and everything else. And this Officer Dillhole made false police reports, totally lied, absolutely lied. I have the proof for that. I'm going to sue them. And they issued a felony warrant for my arrest. And, you look at my channel, look at this couple videos here. I have a conversation with him about it in one of my videos. And he won't admit to anything, but he does admit that he's the one that reported to the news, or to Carrolltown, that I was wanted for felony burglary, and there was absolutely nothing to do with burglary at all. It was my shit, and it didn't happen. So it was just, he was going to get in trouble, I think, for breaking in my apartment. So they tried to charge me with breaking and entering 2 days later, and criminal mischief. But they put it on the news as felony burglary. It's just, that got completely dismissed right away. Completely dismissed. My name was not even in his police report. How do you get a warrant for somebody's arrest when your name is not even in the police report? I'd like to know that. And our local judge did not issue the warrant. It happened to be the judge up at the county who's in the same building as adult probation. And there's certain people in adult probation in this county that have violated my rights over the years, and they're trying to protect their name now because I'm not afraid to tell the truth. Pam Neff, probation officer Pam Neff, arrested me illegally for no reason whenever my wife was splitting up with me. That she worked with her and completely set me up, and still had to illegally arrest me and detain me without any evidence. Then after she arrested me, the next day or two, then she went and dug up a reason. She dug up the evidence afterwards. When she arrested me, she told me I was going to jail because I didn't have a diagnosis paper from my doctor's appointment. And I said, what the fuck does that mean? A diagnosis paper? I've never heard of such a thing. I said, call him. He'll give you whatever you want. Nope, it's too late. You're going to jail. So she threw me in jail on a HIPAA violation, if you ask me. And that was after 6 months house arrest. They violated me. I had 1 week to go. And it was for driving under suspension. That's it. And then after I got out, they gave me another month house arrest. She violated me first. I failed a piss test. Went to jail for a week, gave me another month. Then she threw me in jail for no reason. She was really digging for a reason, trying to get me to incriminate myself and everything. But they threw me in jail. And when I went in front of the judge, I knew what she was going to do. She went and found a reason. And at the court hearing, I picked up pancakes for my daughter at 10 o'clock in the morning. When I went to a dentist appointment, picked up pancakes for her on the way when I had scheduled time out. Got in front of the judge, and they said Mr. Hofer was at an unauthorized stop during his scheduled time out. And I have proof, because a couple days after arresting me, she drove to my town and went to the local Slovak club and got the sign-in, a private club, and got the sign-up sheet with my name on it. It proved that I was at this club because my ex-wife worked with her to set me up. And they gave me 2 more months in jail. I'm not sure who it is right now. It's just my phone. Oh. I was just finishing up a story. Once I get it going, I get on a roll. Can I have food code? Can you have the food code? Yeah. Give me some Reese's. All right, but that's it for now. I guess I got to save some juicy content for later. Tune in next time and you get part 2 of fucking sick fucking criminal underground in Patton, PA. Later.